Oh yeah, boss lady. Girl, you know you boss lady. Girl, you are a boss lady.
Hi, welcome to the Vegas Boss Lady Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Moten, aka Lady C, and once again, you're watching episode 7 of the Vegas Boss Lady Podcast. This podcast is to help empower women to have a stronger mindset when it comes to dealing with everyday issues, whether it's relationships, job, or just life in general, just to find that inner boss lady, to find your inner confidence. And so definitely, guys, thank you for watching, like, and subscribe to the channel. Click on all the links below. Also, be looking out for my new tarot channel coming up, Deja Vu Tarot. It's coming, so definitely I want you guys to subscribe to that and get your daily tarot readings to guide you guys. So, Vegas Boss Lady, episode 7. So, I have a special guest today. His name is Justin Smith. He's a musician, songwriter. He's played football. He came into some traumatic happenings in his life and he ended up writing a book, Stop and Think. She could take you to prison. So, boss ladies, welcome Justin Smith.
Thank you.
I need a...
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Hey, you mind if I bring my drink? This is an adult show, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I got my drink. Excellent.
All right.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. This is an amazing show. I've been a fan for a long time. You have an amazing audience, and this atmosphere is amazing. I love it. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. And once again, I had to invite you on to talk about your book. Once again, what is it? Stop and Think. She can send you to prison. So, boss ladies, calm down. We gonna get into it. Just let the man talk and explain. So, we just give us an overview of the book and what it's about.
Sure. Basically, it's a manual. It's a manual for young men, young black men, young men.
Okay.
This affects everybody. There are double standards out there. Life is not fair. Life isn't fair. And we have to just be aware of those things. And this book details those unfairness, those issues. I'm a living testimony of overcoming those issues. There are plenty of people that haven't. There are plenty of people that are in prison right now, in jail now for things that they didn't do just by dealing with a woman. It's a thin line between love and hate. That's real. And the law is something that is used.
Wait a minute. So, you did an actual thin line in between love and hate, the actual movie?
Damn near.
Okay.
Damn near.
Okay, so you was Martin Lawrence.
I think I was worse.
Okay.
I ended up having to go to trial for the accusations. So
Yeah.
I was a little worse. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I want to ask you. So in your book, you talk about the day when you were charged and arrested. Like, just kind of walk us through that feeling of like they're telling you like you were charged with this.
Okay. So I'm leaving the hotel. I was always told, like during that time, I knew something was up. I knew from the incident that happened that there may be some type of residual issues. I knew that police might be involved some way, somehow. I didn't know what the story was, but I knew it probably was something. So I did not want to be approached by the police, get in contact with the police for whatever reason. Because I knew it was something. I had a good idea. I just happened to get at a DUI checkpoint. I just happened to be the one day where I just left my wallet at the hotel. We were running just to go get some pizza right down the street. A checkpoint right there, that same exact street, right by the hotel.
Wait, so you went to get some pizza, and just so happened they was doing a stop point.
Just so happened it was a stop point right by the pizza place.
Yeah.
So I go through it. They ask me for my license. I say, hey, I don't have it. It's at the hotel. Here's my license number, blah, blah, blah. They say, just go pull over to the side and we'll check that for you. So I pull over to the side. They checked that for me. It was so interesting. It was so interesting. They sat there for a while. They gathered. They huddled up all together. Whatever they were reading, whatever information they had. They were double checking all kinds of stuff.
But at that point, you knew you were pretty much.
No.
Really?
Nobody knew anything. Even the police, they didn't know. So he walked up to me and said, hey, Mr. Smith. You're Mr. Smith, right? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I got, we have a warrant for attempted murder. And the police guy said, yeah, I think this is wrong, man. It has to be something. Something has to be wrong.
Absolutely.
Because we got a warrant for you for attempted murder, carjacking, and something's wrong. So let me, you know what, just wait right here. Let me double, triple check and find out what's going on. So he triple checks. He calls the detective on the case. They say, yeah, that's him.
Wow.
Clank, clank.
Just got you right there.
They got me right there, but everybody's still like confused. Even the police, they're still confused,
Yeah.
wondering, you know what, man, this all probably get worked out. This is
Yeah.
probably the wrong person. It'll all
Thinking
get
like,
worked
oh,
out.
it's nothing.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Just a couple of days. They'll figure it out. Probably
Right.
it was like a Friday or Saturday. Anyway, they said, you know, by Monday, you know, 72 hours, they'll probably let you out, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And I looked at it like that. Them 72 hours came, and not only did they not let me go,
72 hours
but
passed.
they added like 10 more charges on it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the start
crazy.
of, yeah, never seen, you know, I didn't see the light of day for a while.
I mean, that had to be definitely something dramatic. You know, I'm just boss ladies just reverse it, right? So I'm looking at it on the flip side too. Like, what if you was a woman in this position? You know, a man, you know, assault you or attempt to assault you, or well, assault you, right? It probably would have went a little bit more easier on our side versus with him. So I guess that's the difference sometimes when it comes to the law. I think they tend to, you know, especially with black men, they hurry up and try to clank you real quick. Black women too, but black men is more like, hey, we gonna lock you up. We see this, boom, boom. Ain't too many questions to be asked at that point.
And
Yeah.
while we're here and touching on that from a woman's perspective, from how I see it from a woman's perspective, from
Yeah.
what I understand from a woman's perspective, a lot of times women don't want things to escalate that far. When they get the police involved, get to tell a little lie, tell a little exaggeration, they don't want it to get that far. But once it gets that far, it's a roller coaster. It's a avalanche you can't stop.
Yeah.
Those charges are real serious, and you gotta answer to those at the end of the day.
Yeah. Moral of the story, don't run from nothing. If it happened, hey, you gotta face it. Face your fears, face your troubles. It's hard, you know, everybody gotta face it, but at least you'll get through it. So, I mean, God bless that you got through that, because I know that was something. When you pled not guilty, did you ever have any doubt? Was that something that was planned, or was it something you was like, look, I know I'm not guilty. I'm not just gonna take anything. We're gonna fight to the end. Like, what was that decision right there? Like, what made you just say, you know what, not guilty. I'm not gonna take any pleas or deals or anything.
Well, when you first get remanded in custody, you have your arraignment part of the trial. That part, you really have no choice but to plead not guilty. It's rare that anybody pleads guilty at that point. It's almost like common that just everybody pleads not guilty.
Right.
From there, you have a pre-trial, from where you present, well, the prosecution gets to present a little bit of evidence. So, so that's the process. However, exactly. I mean, the charges were attempted murder. I didn't attempt to murder anybody.
Right.
The charges were carjacking. I didn't carjack anybody. I didn't beat anybody up. I didn't punch anybody with assault with a deadly weapon. I didn't terrorize anybody. I wasn't intimidating witnesses. So that was just an easy, of course, not guilty.
Yeah, not guilty, right.
Easy.
Well, you know how some lawyers, they try to trick you with the, oh, if you plead guilty, you get a couple of years or this and that. You know, they try to throw that at you so you can at least look at the deal and not try to fight it.
In those cases, you can look at the situation, understanding it now, you can tell that those cases are weak cases that negotiate deals at first. Any case that negotiates deals early is probably a weak case. My case was so strong, they didn't even attempt to negotiate a deal.
Oh, so they didn't even give you any
No,
legal
it was
money.
27 years of life just from the jump.
So it was like guilty, not guilty, period.
It was
no in between.
It was no in between.
Wow.
They had everything.
Wow.
They had all the evidence they needed. They had the woman who was cooperating. They had independent witnesses that were corroborating the story. They had injuries. They had a lot of, yeah, they had a lot of stuff. They had everything that they needed.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome.
That's not awesome. It's horrible.
I mean, as far as they had everything they needed, so it wasn't hard for you to make that decision, right?
God.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You know what?
enough to be like, look, it's either you gonna plead not guilty or you gonna plead guilty.
In those scenarios, in
You know?
that particular scenario, you are right. In that particular scenario, it was actually a blessing that the charges were so high that meant everybody had to take it so seriously.
Yeah,
So,
cut and dry.
Yeah.
I would prefer cut and dry because
Sure.
that in between it gets murky.
Sure.
He says,
Sure.
yeah, it gets too much. That's cool. Okay. I mean, cool. You know what I mean when I'm saying cool. Did you have a strong support system during this whole fiasco, or was it kind of like you were just out there battling this by yourself? If you did, who was that for you?
I did. Thank you. I had a very, very strong support system. It wasn't one that I manufactured. It was one that God provided. And plus God. So at the end of the day,
Absolutely, that's number one.
I did have a support system. I had commissary. I had little change for commissary. Had people that came down to visit me on a weekly basis. Had family flying in towns. Had family members following up with the attorneys, lawyers,
That's good.
making sure all the paperwork was, making sure everybody was doing what they needed to do. Provided financial support. Yeah, so I had a great support system. However, one of the most, what we get on in the book as well, one of the, my mother, who wasn't alive, I believe was one of my greatest support systems. I would see her when she was going through her trials and tribulations growing up. I would see how she would deal with them. She would get on her knees and pray. Right? So when I was going through and as a support system physically in the jail, you're just by yourself. And when you're by yourself, what I relied on and what nobody else did in the jail, what I relied on was God. I focused, I zeroed in. If anything, I did what I was new to do as far as connecting with God. From what I saw my mother do when she was in her trials and fighting for her life and her trials and tribulations, what did she do? She got on her knees and prayed.
That's right.
So I tried to stay in that mode.
And my thing is, when the outside is taken away from you, the best thing to do is go within, right? Go within, talk to God, because God is inside of all of us. And if you sit and go within through any trials and tribulations, sometimes he'll speak to people to get you out of the situation. So just bottom line, have that inner strength, that willingness, and I think that's what worked for you, just that willingness to survive, to get through it. Like you say, that inner power, that inner strength. So is there anything else you want to add or say?
I mean, the book is an amazing book. You should definitely go check it out. You can go pick it up on, just Google it. Stop and Think She Can Send You to Prison. I'm sure the links are below. You can definitely be able to go pick it up via paperback, Kindle, via Lulu, audiobook. It's English, Spanish. It applies to all these things. I mean, the stuff that I went through is typical. I could tell you part of the story, but every guy has this same story. It's an amazing, amazing redemption story. The victory is at the end. The victory is at the end. This is an against all odds situation. I mean, the conviction rate on something like this is like 98%. Having to actually testify, to all white jury is one of a black man's worst fear. With mostly women, is a black man's worst fear. With the grace of God, I was able to maneuver through that and make it out alive, and I'm still here. And this testimony is for everybody.
It's for everybody.
It's for
Women,
everybody.
men, it don't matter. It's just the struggle of it all, you know.
Stop and think.
Stop, think.
Stop and
She
think.
could take you to prison, or he can take you to
Or
prison.
he can take you to prison.
Flip it up, however it goes.
Stop
They're
and-
all energy at the end of the day.
Stop and think. Something could happen.
Stop and think. So definitely go cop that great book. I'm still reading it, and I'm too in. So You guys cop that. All the information of the book is going to be below this video. So definitely click on the link. Support, support, support. And once again, like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching episode 7. All right, peace.